You've just inherited a Power BI project. You open the model view, and instead of a clean layout, you're staring at a massive, tangled spider web of raw tables. And every time you try to build a simple visual, the calculations fail, or the dashboard shatters silently. It is tempting to blame the DAX formulas when your numbers don't tie out. But after auditing dozens of these projects, the root cause is almost always the same. The underlying table architecture is broken. Today, we are going to fix that. We'll walk through a strict step-by-step process to migrate a chaotic raw data set into a clean, performant Star Schema. Standardizing your data model is your best defense against reports that break under pressure and deliver incorrect business metrics to your stakeholders. Step 1 happens before we do any actual modeling. We start in Power Query, treating it as our triage zone to get the raw tables organized. We set up 3 specific query groups. First, a stage folder for raw inputs. Then, 2 empty folders for the structured tables we're building, dimensions and facts. We immediately drag and drop every imported raw table directly into the stage folder. With a massive dataset, creating this separation instantly reduces your visual cognitive load. You now have a clean workspace to start building. By quarantining these raw tables, you guarantee that your original source data remains completely untouched. It serves as an immutable backup while you execute your transformations. And now we build our descriptive tables. Our goal here is to consolidate scattered context, like customer names, regions, and addresses, into unified dimension tables. To do this, we right-click our main raw table in the stage folder, create a reference, and drop that reference into our new dimensions folder. When merging tables, watch the grain. Merging 4 contacts into one customer ID causes the data to fan out, duplicating that customer into 4 identical rows. To fix this, filter the secondary table to a 1-to-1 grain before merging. Next, drop any heavy, useless columns that waste space, like system hash keys. Finally, add a custom index column. This creates a clean surrogate key that we'll use to connect everything later. This strict consolidation shrinks your overall file size and ensures all your reporting filters operate from a single point of truth. With dimensions set, we shift focus to the fact tables. Your core facts must always originate from the lowest level of transactional detail, like individual order line items, not the summarized headers. Create a reference of that detail level table and move it down into the facts folder. Take a look at this mockup. Before we change anything in our fact table, we check this baseline metric. You have to monitor this number constantly to ensure your mergers aren't accidentally multiplying your historical data. So now we execute a lookup merge. We join this fact table to our consolidated dimension table, specifically to pull in that new surrogate key we just created. Once the key is in, immediately delete all the raw text names from your fact table. You only want to leave quantitative numbers, dates, and those surrogate keys. Extracting your facts exclusively down to numerical keys and metrics strips out the text-heavy bloat. This lean structure allows the engine to compress the data more efficiently, keeping your visuals responsive as the dataset grows. Alright, now let's finalize the overall architecture. We start the cleanup phase by disabling the load for all raw tables in the stage folder so they don't slow down the final report. Now we close Power Query and shift over to the model view to physically connect our new surrogate keys from the dimensions to the corresponding fact tables. These connections require strict rules, a one-to-many relationship, with the 1 on the dimension side. You must set a single cross-filter direction flowing exclusively toward the fact table. This downstream-only flow prevents filters from traveling upstream, ensuring accurate, reliable totals. Look at this split-screen comparison. On the left is the chaotic, tangled model we started with, and on the right is our perfectly structured Star Schema. Quarantining the raw data, consolidating your dimensions, and rigorously key mapping your facts changes how the back-end engine processes your queries. This structural work ensures that every DAX measure you write has a predictable path to follow. When the relationships are correct, your formulas are easier to build and won't return different results as you add more data to the model.